I told myself that I wasn't going to think about politics. I was even convinced myself that I wasn't going to see Donald Trump on TV. I was going to be able
Yeah.
to just tune him out, and it wasn't going to impact my relationships. It wasn't going to impact my business. Everything was going to be fine. And it worked for like a month.
Yeah. That's all you could do. 4 weeks, and it's like, nah, dude, I can't tune this shit out anymore. You
Man,
can't pretend this is not happening.
right. And we'll get into more about like how that impacts my family with my
Yeah.
parents, MAGA
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but anyway, so I tried to block it out because I didn't want those relationships to get hurt, right? But there was two things that made me snap. And one of them was when there was the Oval Office meeting with Zelensky and Trump, that
Bro,
first
most
debacle.
embarrassing thing in American history until that point. And then, of course, he's, since then one-upped himself. But go ahead. Yes.
Yes. And then, basically, demeaning Zelensky and
Yeah.
pretending like it was his fault, and then making fun of him about not wearing a suit when the guy is
Yep.
a commander in the middle of fucking war.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking at it and listening to it out the corner of my eye. And I was at my desk working, and then I just started paying more and more attention. I was like, is this guy really saying this to a democratic country
Yeah.
that is fighting for survival?
Yeah.
And it just blew my mind. And I literally just screamed. And I was in my office, and I just screamed. I couldn't believe it. That's when I knew, Chris, that the fucking sickness got into the fucking Oval Office. Anyway, but now it's full blown sickness, right? And there has to be something that needs to be done. But that was the first thing. And then the second thing was when, and this is personal, and I've shared this online, and it's tough for me to talk about, but it was when my own mother told my daughter, when they took her out for a dinner that myself and my wife weren't at, that they don't have to listen to their father about politics. And I mean,
Dude,
when I'm sitting here thinking
that's terrible.
that the MAGA party, the Republican Party, whatever you want to call it, is turning so fascist that I'm getting ready to call them Nazis, and my parents are telling my daughter not to listen to me when I'm just trying to instill democracy into my children. And I don't even talk to them about. I don't even talk to them about.
Yeah. Right.
I don't even talk to them about it. I just want them to grow and make their own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But to say something like that when I feel like you guys are so far gone that you're scaring me, and that's when I knew the sickness was in my family, So anyway, those two things made me snap. And then I just took to social media. I started blasting off on Facebook first. And
Yeah.
after a while, I was just talking to people that are MAGA. Everybody I know is MAGA. My parents are MAGA. All my friends from Indiana, every coworker,
Yeah.
they're all MAGA. Everywhere I live around MAGA, I think the person across the street is a QAnon supporter. Anyway,
He went to the ultimate level. I mean, do you get some kind of, pin, or do you get a gold star? Do you get a patch if you go all the way, you go full MAGA, you do all the ranks of MAGA, then you go QAnon? Like, what do they do for you when you do that? I mean, do they treat you extra special?
Oh yeah,
What
I mean,
happens?
I was in the military, but I was enlisted, so I only had like 3 stripes. But
Uh-huh.
the way that they're moving now with that superior level of MAGA, I mean, you'd be talking about their whole front of their uniform would be nothing but ribbons, nothing but
Yes.
ribbons, and they would
Right.
probably actually have some sort of crown, I would imagine.
I would think it would be a MAGA sombrero, because you need something big with that kind of commitment. You need a MAGA sombrero. You need something that is that big and is adorned
Yeah,
from brim to tip with all things MAGA. But I mean, that's if you
yeah,
go QAnon level. So you really have to be top tier.
yeah.
You got to be top tier conspiracy theorist MAGA
And
to get that sombrero.
then the QAnon people that believe that Trump did rape children, but they are okay with that. Then that sombrero, you get those little fucking dangly things on the
Oh,
bottom,
yes. Yeah.
and they're in the
Yeah.
shape of Trump's balls. So you just get Trump's balls around your head.
Trump's balls in there. All right. We're going to edit it right there. We're going to cut that part out. We're going to put the saggy balls part out, and we're going to just move on.
Better not.
We're going to leave the saggy balls in the edit. Okay, cool.